Let's now move forward and let's bring in the management of Tata Power. Dr. Praveer Sinha is MD and CEO at Tata Power. They've been aggressively, of course, focusing on solar manufacturing and renewable power. Their Tamil Nadu solar facility has crossed 4 gigawatts. Solar module production and some of these developments and demand trends is what we're going to talk about. Dr. Sinha, thank you very much for joining us. Great speaking with you, as always. Now, solar equipment exports are looking very lucrative. According to many that we've spoken with. Will you explore this, sir? At the same time, US has imposed tariffs as high as about 3,500% on select Southeast Asian countries. As I preface my question, you have about 4 gigawatts of capacity. So exports an option?
First of all, thank you for having me on your show. I think what we need to look at is from a long-term perspective. There may be certain windows in which it may be very attractive to do exports of solar cell and module. But as we had mentioned earlier, we have our internal commitment. We have a lot of DCR modules that we need to supply. These are for third party as well as for our own projects. And we need to first cater to that. And then if we have some additional capacity beyond that, we will definitely explore the opportunity of exporting. But those will be, again, very small quantities and not very large quantities that we are looking at.
Hi, sir. Great to have you on the show. So, I mean, the question that we come back to is that how are you managing that ambition of net zero versus energy security? We understand that you're looking to ramp up thermal, at least in the interim, versus the prior aim of solely focusing on renewable capacity addition from here on.
So we have always believed that energy security and energy reliability are very, very important aspects. And that is why our initiatives on pumped hydro and some of the energy storage projects are going on. We do expect that we will be able to cater to the 24/7 clean energy requirement through the pumped hydro and the hydro projects that we are setting up in Bhutan, as also in our existing hydro locations. And if we get any good opportunity in other areas, we of course keep on exploring them.
Dr. Sinha, this is, of course, a question which comes up every summer season. Your view on India's demand-supply scenario, sir. How do you see prices panning out? Where do you see attractive investment opportunities? Are we well equipped to meet anticipated peak power demand, both short and in the longer run?
So I think the capacity addition that has taken place in the country in last few years has been phenomenal. Last year, we had a capacity addition more than 30 gigawatt, primarily through our solar and wind projects. We do expect that going forward, we will be in a position to meet our peak requirement. This year, the target was 270, but I think we have not crossed 250 gigawatt. But looking at the type of capacity which is available, especially during the solar hours, we may not have any challenge in meeting the peak power requirement. The energy demand, again, is a function of the weather patterns. We have seen very different type of weather patterns this year compared to last year. We had a very rainy month of May, which was not anticipated. So let's see how the rest of the summer months pan out. But I can tell you that the demand of the country has been growing at an average of about 5%. And we do expect that going forward, this sort of demand will continue to be there, considering the extreme heat conditions in many parts of the country, as also the requirement from industrial and residential consumers. So the power requirement will continue, and we are quite confident that the requirement will give us the opportunity to set up more plants, more power evacuation, and more distribution opportunities.
Okay, got that, sir. Of course, renewables is a big focus area for you. What about the outlook for solar EV battery charging and the EPC business going ahead?
So solar EPC businesses we have been doing for last many years. Of course, now that we have our own utility scale ambitions, where we will be adding about 2 to 2.5 gigawatt every year, our first focus would be to cater to that requirement, and only after we have catered that requirement, we'll look at third-party opportunities. And along with that, we, of course, are growing at a very fast pace in our rooftop business, which again requires not only supply, but also erection commissioning of rooftop for retail consumers right across the country.
Dr. Sinha, Discom privatization, again, something we've sort of spoken about this in the past. You've been keen. We understand you're looking closely at the Uttar Pradesh Discom privatization process. Can you tell us if, you indeed are looking at it, you're going to throw your hat in the ring?
So, from what we understand from the government, the RFP document is expected in the month of June. We would be definitely bidding for both the Discoms. I'm told that each of the Discoms have been categorized into 2 or 3 opportunities based on the geographical location. And we would be bidding for all of them. We are confident that based on our experience in Odisha, where we cater to both rural and urban areas, we are very qualified to do a similar work in UP and provide better quality service to the consumers of UP.
All right, got that point, sir. So obviously, your 2030 targets are fairly ambitious. You're looking to add a lot of capacity as well. So just give us some sense, in the near term, how are you seeing the trajectory on the top line as well as the margins?
We are very much on track. In fact, we may end up doing much better than our stated goals. And we keep on revisiting the numbers based on our actual performance in the years. And I think we are confident that not only will meet those targets, but also improve upon them.
Dr. Sinha, at the end of the third quarter, when we spoke to you, you spoke quite extensively about the opening up of nuclear power to private players. Could you tell us what is the status? Has anything moved? Any new interactions with the government?
So, from what we understand from the government, the amendment to the Act, both the Atomic Energy Act as well as the Civil Liability, is expected to go for approval in the Parliament, in the monsoon session of the Parliament. And we expect that thereafter the new rules and regulations under which the licensing will be done for the setting up of the plant as well as for supply of the raw material, that is uranium, and its processing will be done. So we are very confident that once we get better clarity on it, we'll be in a position to go ahead and implement some of these projects.
Okay, got that. So finally, let's get an update on Mundra as well. You're currently running on a cost-plus basis over there, and I think Section 11 is still in effect. Can we expect to see any long-term PPAs in the near future?
So the plant is running under Section 11, and we have been engaged with the governments to come to a solution which is fair and reasonable to everyone. We do hope that we'll be able to strike a balance and finalize it quickly.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for giving us all of the updates and the details on the business. As always, good luck to you and the team.